Hello guys, Antoine here for Simarchitecture and welcome back to a new video which I'm so excited to present to you because this is a big project I've been working on for quite a long time actually. I've been teasing you a few days ago on Twitter about this build, and today we are going to build a luxury mega yacht. This is actually the first time that I tried to build a boat, and I was inspired by two amazing builders, which are Belpant, who's a Belgian YouTuber who's doing incredible split builds, and I was also inspired by Leo from Freezer Bunny, who also did an amazing yacht, and it really gave me something that I really wanted to build this, and I was like, well, my thing is to create like over-the-top mansion, over-the-top builds that are super luxurious, and I was like, okay, let's build a mega fancy yacht like you can see in movies or on documentary about Russian billionaires or things like this. And I was like, yes, just build this. I looked for inspiration on YouTube, on Google, and I found a super modern mega yacht who's not built yet, but which is going to be built, and it was extremely beautiful. Actually, it was so big that when you were inside, you didn't feel like it was a boat, but it was kind of complicated to build it. I tried, but I just didn't like the way it was turning out, so I was more in the mood of building like a more classical mega yacht, and I went for actually quite a normal style for a boat, and I built it on a 64 by 64 lot in Brindleton Bay. So I know that on the thumbnail you saw it in Sulani. It's actually only an edit that I did in Photoshop because I think this boat was better looking in Sulani, but for real it is in Brindleton Bay, because in Sulani we don't have a 64 by 64 lot, which is something that we need to build such a big boat. Maybe I will build another one on the 50 by 50, but I'm not sure because building one was enough, and maybe later, I don't know. So this boat is worth more than 800,000 simoleons. It is very, very large, and the more I was building it, the more I had ideas and the more I was creating rooms. And in total we have 10 bedrooms, including 4 bedrooms for the crew members. We have 12 bathrooms and much more, and if you want, I'm going to tell you level by level what there is in this mega yacht. So we can start with the basement, because actually I built a basement just to pretend there was something inside the hull. And in the basement there are two separate parts. There is the crew members area with 4 bedrooms, as I told you, which all have their own bathroom with just a sink and a shower. There is a common kitchen / dining room and a small living room area. And still in the basement there's another part with a living room where you can see inside the inner pool, and there is a home theater with almost 20 seats, so it's pretty large. If we go up on the first floor, we have an inner garden, which is, I think, quite crazy to have an inner garden on a boat. But I was like, okay, you're building something massive, something really over the top, just don't do it too realistic, just go crazy. And that's what I did. So I built an inner garden. I think in the record you will see it with normal plants, but then Island Living was released and I decided to do it with more tropical plants. So in the screenshots you will see the final form of the garden. still on the first floor there is a big inner pool, which is necessary, I think, because when you don't want to go in the ocean, you just can stay inside in the swimming pool. There is a spa, there is a gym, and then there is a beautiful like double, I don't know how to say it, but it's like the main living room on 2 levels with a balcony and a really high ceiling, which is like the formal living room with windows in the front side of the boat, so you can really see everything when the boat is going through the ocean. There's a piano. It's actually not that it's kind of empty, I think, but the most interesting thing is to have this view on the ocean. So there's a piano, a few sofas, this big hanging chandelier, a few bookshelves, and that's pretty much it actually. I didn't want it to be cluttered with furniture and decoration, so I went for a really, yeah, minimalistic style, I would say. So that's it for the first floor. And if we go up, of course there are terraces everywhere with dining rooms or dining areas, sitting areas, lounge chairs, because now we have lounge chairs, jacuzzi, little terrace. There's even an outdoor TV area. So yes, on the second floor we have the normal living space, I would say, with a normal living room, which is still very luxurious. I mean, it's not like a living room that we all have in our houses, but compared to the big formal living room, it's more normal. Then there's the kitchen, which is really large, and I really like it because if you're following me for a while now, you know that doing kitchen is not the thing I'm the most talented for. And yes, actually I don't really like doing kitchens, but this time it was really good, really enjoyable, and I think the end result is kind of good. Just next to the kitchen we have a small sitting area and a dining room, but I think most of the meals can be taken outside on the dining area on the first terrace. Then there are 2 closed rooms. There is a working room with a desk, a window that let you see into the ocean, bookshelves. Actually, this is probably one of the most beautiful office I have ever built. I really liked it, and yeah, it's kind of different. Actually, for this build, I really tried to do things in a different way because this different kind of build, and yeah, I really wanted to push myself. It was a challenge for me, and I wanted to do something different, use different furniture, different color swatches. Yes, and it was a very good thing, I think, because I discovered new objects, new ways of using them, and yes, it was really enjoyable. So in front of the office there is the first big suite, I don't know how to say that, let's say a bedroom with a very large space and a big bathroom attached to it. And you will see it for every bedroom. I used those kitchen cabinets to surround the bed, and I think it really gives a feel of being inside a boat. For this I was inspired by Leo from Freezer Bunny. He actually did it in this boat, and I think it was a very good idea. And still on the second floor you have an access to the formal living room, because if you remember there are 2 levels, so there's a balcony going down and then you're in the formal living room. Now we can go up once more. There are still sitting areas outside with lounge chairs, and this is actually the levels for all the bedrooms. There are 5 of them. One is the master bedroom, which is very large with its own entry hall, with a fireplace, a closet, a big bathroom, and then the master bedroom, which is really large as well. There's even a water fountain inside. I know it's a bit crazy, but it was really the feel of this build. I really wanted something uncommon, over the top, and I mean, why not putting waterfall inside a bedroom? Why not? And there are 4 other bedrooms. There are 2 smaller ones who only have a bedroom and a bathroom, but are still pretty large. And there are 2 other bedrooms with an entry hall, a bathroom, and the main bedroom. They're all kind of decorated in the same style, but each time using different furniture, different patterns, and also different way of putting the objects, especially the cabinets I told you about. And yeah, so they're similar but still different, and each of them have their own style. But a common thing of all bedrooms is this new wooden wall texture that we got with island living, yes, which I think is absolutely gorgeous. I think this is one of my favorite wooden pattern in the game, and it looks really beautiful and luxurious for this yacht, so it was really perfect. Now we can go up once more. This is the last floor, or almost. On this floor there is only a nightclub. First I wanted to build like the technical room where the captain can drive the boat, but I was like, well, it's just decorative, you know, there is no gameplay, you cannot actually drive the boat. So I was like, okay, let's build something else. And I was like, well, when you have a yacht, you use it most of the time when you're in vacation on summer. And I was thinking that maybe you want to do a party, so I said, yes, let's build a nightclub. So that's what I did. And I built a big nightclub, which is really fancy, I would say, quite simple, still using wood, stone, waterfalls. There's a big bar and a glass ceiling, which are actually these new glass floors that we have in island living. Because if you go up, this is the last level, I promise. There is a big terrace, a rooftop actually, with this music DJ station, the glass floor, and an outside living room, which I think is like the most private part of the boat. I think you really feel alone because you can't see the rest of the boat. You're just on top of it with a I cannot say it. Panoramic, yes, panoramic view on the whole ocean, or wherever you are. I don't know, maybe you can go to an island or anywhere you want. And that's it. I told you everything about this boat. Yes, it's really large. And now when I'm looking at it, I'm like, wow, it's a big boy. And it doesn't matter because I really had fun building it. Because I told you it's something very different, and yes, it's just fun. So now the next step for me is to actually have a yacht. I'm sure it will never happen because a boat like I built in The Sims 4 is probably worth more than $100 million. I actually watched several videos on on YouTube. I'm mixing all the social medias today on YouTube, presenting some yachts belonging to billionaires, and it just, wow, those are floating palaces actually. You could live your whole life in this yacht. It's so spacious, there's so many bedrooms, living space. It's crazy actually. The only thing that bothered me is that it's really polluting like crazy. If it was electric or using, I don't know how it's called, so I'm not going to say it. So let's say clean energy. It would be better. But anyway, it's very impressive to think that we're able to build such floating palaces. And I remember when I was younger, I saw a documentary about a Chinese billionaire who built his own yacht. So of course it was a little bit tacky, but when you were inside, you really felt like you were in a palace. There were columns, gold everywhere, painting ceilings, art collection. It was really crazy. And if I remember well, this man was living in the yacht. He didn't have a real house. I think he was living in Shanghai or in Hong Kong, I'm not sure, but it was really impressive. Yes. So I think I can dream, but I will never have a yacht. But I think it must be a great experience to have such comfort and being able to take your home actually everywhere you want. And by the way, there's a company which is called La Compagnie du Ponant. It's French, and they're selling cruises either in tropical areas or in the northern. So their cruises along the Arctic Circle. They're going to Norway, to Iceland, to Greenland, and those are like small but very luxurious cruise ships, and it's absolutely wonderful. They have videos about the expedition they're doing, and it's really expensive. Actually, I think it's at least 7,000 or 8,000 euros a week. But first you have this very luxurious boat with all the services you need, very good restaurants, spa, everything, and then every day there's like an expedition, an adventure. You're going to the icebergs or things like this, and I was like, yes. Actually, I'm not fond of cruises. I've never been to a cruise, but I wouldn't like to be with thousands of people in the same place and you're actually stuck. But such small cruises that are more intimate would be interesting, I think. So as you can see, this build really made me want to do a luxurious cruise, which is also probably never going to happen, because I don't plan to be a billionaire, and there's probably no chance I will be one, and YouTube is not going to pay me a luxurious cruise. So yes, but one can dream, of course. This video is really long, actually, 30 minutes I think, yes. Okay, it's cool, we have time to talk. I don't have to rush like I do most of the time. For the future, actually I don't have anything planned for The Sims. I will see in a few days how I feel and what I'm feeling like building. Probably, as I told you, a Felixander Palace somewhere in Sulani, which would be cool, I think, because of the contrast between classical architecture and tropical area. So yes, something I have in mind, and it's probably going to be the next thing I'm going to build. Unless I have another idea, which is something that really happens a lot. Most of the time I'm telling you I'm going to build this, and then no, I'm building something else because I have another idea and I never built what I told you. So yes, I prefer not saying anything because I know I never can keep my promise in terms of building. So yes, what I can also tell is that everyone is going crazy with Sulani and island living, and there's so many gorgeous builds that I'm seeing every day. Actually, everyone is doing a great job. It's really inspiring to people, I think, but the most beautiful builds I've seen are by Simproved with her like eco campus, which is just beautiful just for the roofing. Just check out our channel, it's amazing. Leo from Frizzy Bunny also did an amazing job. There is, well, I cannot remember everyone, but everyone actually on YouTube did something, and every time it was really impressive. If there is someone on Twitter who's doing an amazing job, it's Steven, and he built a few stilt houses or stilt luxurious complex, and is doing an amazing job. So I really want him to do split builds. It would be awesome, but I know it's more like playing for fun and it's just showing his work on Twitter, but doesn't have a YouTube channel. I guess he has something else to do. Maybe it's not his priority, but he's really doing an amazing job, and I'm always impressed when he's building something. So yes, I think I told you pretty much everything about The Sims now. There are 10 minutes left. Maybe you want to enjoy the rest of the video with the music without me talking. So I think it's time for me to go. I really hope you enjoyed this build, and if you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. And as always, I will see you next time. Bye.